Okay, I think we are going to start. So welcome everyone to the first Plant Cell Atlas workshop, session 3 on broader impacts. My name is Heather Meyer and I'm a postdoctoral fellow at the Carnegie Institution of Science, as well as a member of the organizing committee. The intent of our first workshop is to discuss the overarching goals of the Plant Cell Atlas, which include creating a community resource that describes the state and organization of various cell types at increasing resolutions. Major advancements in technologies such as systems biology, biosensors, high-resolution single-cell omics have already enabled us to make unprecedented discoveries in the plant sciences. However, to better understand how these different levels of organization relate to one another to drive plant form and function, we need to come together as a community and crowdsource data, knowledge, and skills under a single shared platform. To determine how to launch this initiative, we have broken our first workshop into 3 sessions. The first focused on the vision of the Plant Cell Atlas and took place on May 15th. The second was on tools and techniques, which took place on May 22nd. And the third one is today, which focuses on broader impacts. Next slide. However, before we dive into today's meeting, I'd like to summarize our last discussion on tools and technologies for enabling the Plant Cell Atlas. So as previously mentioned, the development of new tools and technologies, such as single-cell omics and advanced live imaging, have enabled us to ask powerful questions in the field of plant biology. Nevertheless, to continue advancing our knowledge in a meaningful way, we as a community have concluded that more methods must be developed. For instance, we discussed the need for developing a centralized data sharing platform for better comprehensive data integration and visualization. Additionally, we discussed the need for sophisticated AI-related technologies for uncovering new trends in large data sets that would previously be difficult to identify. And these inventions will ultimately foster and act complementary to the development of smarter experimental tools, such as synthetic biology and bioengineering modules, which will be critical for systematically testing novel research areas and ideas. So overall, connecting these elements will help us to overcome many of the current challenges and bottlenecks we face today. So with this, I would like to pass it over to Sury.
Okay, thank you, Heather. Hello, everyone. This is Sury. I'm a postdoc at the Carnegie Institution of Science and also a member of the PCA organizing committee. I want to present to you first an outline of the goals for today's session. We envision the Plant Cell Atlas to be a multifold initiative. In addition to expanding our knowledge on basic plant research, it will aim to translate those findings into applied scientific fields. The session of the workshop will therefore focus on the broader impacts of the PCA, as well as the major challenges we anticipate and how to work towards solving them. Our goal today is to present and discuss ideas and perspectives on how to direct this initiative into building community resources, such as databases and advanced biological platforms, to accelerate plant science research, as well as to integrate this knowledge into developing educational tools. I would like to go over the agenda for today's workshop. So like the previous 2 sessions, we will have 4 talks for 20 minutes total. And then following all the talks, there will be a QA session for 15 minutes. We have 4 postdocs and students from Carnegie Institution who have graciously agreed to be the QA coordinators, who will be collecting questions from our audience throughout these talks. So please ask your questions for the speakers using the Zoom chat box as the talks are going on. And please specify which speaker your question is for. And at the end of the talks, I will hand it over to QA coordinators who will then ask the questions to the speakers. And after the QA section, we will have the breakout sessions for 45 minutes. If you do not want to attend the breakout session, you should be able to leave the meeting at that time and then come back at 9:30 for discussing the summary and the conclusions. Also, those who marked unsure about participating during registration, but will decide to stay for the discussions, please stay, and then we will assign you to a room at that time. Once breakout rooms open, please wait a few minutes for additional people to join, and then you will be able to start your discussion. After the discussion sessions, we will rejoin, and then we will do some poll questions, and then we will summarize the session for the last 30 minutes. And then we will have a closing statement by Eric Isaacs, the president of Carnegie Institution for Science. And then Sury will discuss the follow-up things for the PCA. All through the workshop for the previous two sessions and for today too, please tweet your experience at Plant Cell Atlas 2020. And also during the talks, we would request you to please keep your video stream off. That way we conserve bandwidth and it's smoother. So today we have an excellent lineup of speakers. Nicolas Provart from University of Toronto will speak to us about the ways we could enable the visualization of the PCA. He will be followed by George Basil from the University of Birmingham, who will talk about the systems used for tissue modeling. Then we have Amy Marshall-Colon from University of Illinois. She will be sharing her experience and expertise on crop engineering. And the last speaker of today's session is Drew Endy from Stanford University. He will be giving us his insight on advancements in synthetic biology and bio-based economy.